And now people are saying so many nonsense, and I thought to start with a hardcore one. Really, not David and Jonathan. No. Rish Lakish. Okay. Rish Lakish is a strange story. You find it in the Talmud Bavli. Masechet Bava Metzia, and it's there for everyone to see and to learn. It's the greatest romantic story between two amazing rabbis of that period. Amazing love story. It has everything. But the story appears in Aramaic. There are many Israelis that use Aramaic without knowing. There are words that snake into the language, like in Passover, when you read the Haggadah, Chad Gadya Betrei Zuzi is all Aramaic. When you wish to say that somebody is a hot air vessel that makes a lot of noise but inside nothing, you say kish kish karya, which means a vessel, a pot with two coins, just kish kish, twinkling inside. So, as I know Aramaic, I thought that I will talk to you about Rish Lakish, and first thing I went to Google Translate to translate it, and found to my amazement that Google Translate, who has among others Klingonian or Zulu, does not have Aramaic. Aramaic is a beautiful language. You know that Arabic, the literal Arabic, is the most beautiful language on the planet of Earth today. You can say things in Arabic that you cannot in any other language. And when a lover speaks to you in Arabic, that's very sweet. Aramaic was better than Arabic for that. It were beautiful words smartly woven together. Beautiful language. As I did not find it in the Google Translate, I send you the Aramaic text, and I will try to tell you what the original story of Rish Lakish is. The players are Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish. Rabbi Yochanan is known all over the Gemara in his amazing beauty. There are descriptions over description that he was amazingly handsome, beauty. There weren't a young man as pretty as Rabbi Yochanan. He was slender. I will not get into the beauty of Rabbi Yochanan, respect. He was beautiful. And he was a rabbi. He was the head of the yeshiva in Tiberia, I think. And he went to bat in the Jordan River. Naked, of course. And you had Rish Lakish. Rish Lakish was Jewish, but Rish Lakish was a Jew, but had nothing to do with Judaism. He was Jewish because he lived by Tiberia. He was a robber. He was a listim. a bad robber, the one if you don't give your money to will kill you. He would rob the caravans, he would rob the money transfers. He was big. His physique was big. He was amazingly strong. He was hairy. He was a frightening big man. The one that you don't wish to meet if you bat naked in the Jordan and you are the most beautiful boy in Tiberias. First sentence. Yamahad hava kasheira yabi bayardena. One day, Rabbi Yochanan was bathing in the Jordan River. Second, Hazia rish lakish shar le'ardena vetrea. And Rish Lakish was watching him down at the river. Third sentence. Well, the rabbi said to him, you should go and study some Torah. Rish Lakish said to the rabbi, you are more beautiful than any woman I ever seen. Rabbi Yochanan said, well, if you will accept my offer to learn Torah, you can marry my sister. She looks like me and she's as pretty as me. You know what, said Rish Lakish? Thank you. Yes, accepted. But here you have to understand that it were other times, and if two men were in love, the arrangement was that one would marry the other sister. That way, people will not talk if he will visit. It's an important point here. It's not that he gave up Rabbi Yochanan. What happened next is pure Aramic poetry. So, it says, and this is a beautiful sentence, it's one of the most beautiful sentences in the old text because they cannot write what he did. So the text says, Rish Lakish stabbed the Jordan with his spear, jumping after Rabbi Yochanan. That's beautiful. You know, in the Hebrew text, we are not allowed to say, and he took his and put it in, you know. So the expression is, as he put the brush in the paint box, as he put the brush, you know. And here we have even more beautiful sentence. He jumped into the river after Rabbi Yochanan and stabbed the Jordan with his spear. Beautiful. I think that this is beautiful, really. It's written really beautiful. One says that your big body and heroism were meant for the Torah, and the other thing that your beauty is for women like beauty. And Rabbi Yochanan tried to get his clothes back and just couldn't. That was how they met. And it's very poetic because we can imagine what happened there. Rish Lakish had its day. Rabbi Yochanan, I'm now continuing with the beautiful Aramaic text. Rabbi Yochanan taught him the Torah, the Mikra, the Mishnah, and he made him to a big rabbi. And there are stories that after Rish Lakish dropped this robber's way of earning a living and were with Rabbi Yochanan and became a scholar and a rabbi, his thirst for knowledge was immense, and he became really one of the greatest rabbis of the time. He was also known that every time there was a misjustice, he rushed to help his friends, even in danger of his life. And he was close to death many times doing that. So he was still strong and big and blah, 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 but he was also a great rabbi. One day, in the Beit Midrash, in the bench where the scholars are sitting and discussing great questions of the world, of the religious world, in the Beit Midrash, the wise ones, the rabbis, didn't know what to decide. They were talking about Tum'ah. They were talking about knives and swords and dagger and spear and how do you call that little right? The little knife you cut the hay, so it's a communist symbol now. So when is it Tum'ah? It's not clear because it's other kind of utensils. Probably when you finished using them as they were intended to use. But when are they finished used? That is, those are things that you just put aside and continue using forever. So when is the Tum'ah? That's what bothered them. Rabbi Yochanan, a pretty Rabbi Yochanan, said, when you put them in the hot furnace. Rish Lakish, a big boy, said, when you polish them in a lot of water. Yeah. And here we come to a typical gay lovers fight. Because Yochanan could not stop himself, and in front of everybody said, a robber is known by his robber knowledge. You know that because you killed people and you had to use a lot of water to clean the blood. You are still a robber in your thinking, said Rish Lakish. And what good did you do to my life? Here they call me rabbi, but in the gangs they also called me a big rabbi. Yochanan said, I made your life better, that now you are living under the wings of great God. But the argument was not good for Yochanan. He was skinny and he was a pretty boy and he could not argue with his lover. So Rish Lakish got sick looking at Rabbi Yochanan, not feeling good. The sister of Rabbi Yochanan, who was the wife of Rish Lakish, came and cried and told him, please, do something. I have children. They are Rabbi Yochanan children. And he said to her, well, even if they are orphans, I will live. I hope you understood. Yeah, and if you will die, you can always look at me and remember your husband was my boyfriend. She said, okay, so do something so I will not be a widow. He said, it says in the old text that God will take care of his widows. And Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish died after he said that, because that was not a nice thing to say to the sister of his love who was kind to him. Rabbi Yochanan, our pretty wise Rabbi Yochanan, the head of the Tiberias Yeshiva, grieved a lot. The other rabbis, the other wise men said, what are we going to do? We must send somebody to put him at peace. Let's send Rabbi Elazar ben Padat. He is sensitive. And he came and he sat in front of him. And everything that Rabbi Yochanan crying would say, he would say, don't worry, the sky will hear your prayers and God will help you. Rabbi Yochanan looked at him and said, and you are just like Ben Lakish. Ben Lakish, when I would say something to him, would make it difficult, asking me 24 other questions, and I would give him 24 answers, and we go to the bottom of things. We were a team together to solve the questions of the Torah, and you are sitting here in front of me and saying, the sky will help you? I don't know what I'm speaking. He stood up, tore his clothes, cried and cried and cried. Where are you, Ben Lakish? Where are you, Ben Lakish? And so he cried and shouted and cried and shouted till he got mad, totally mad. The wise asked God, please God, help the tormented rabbi. And God helped, and Rabbi Yochanan died.